Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on the Great Reset. So I hope you're all having a wonderful Sunday wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about the Great Reset. It's going to be a relatively quick video. I just want to bring you up to date on what's going on with the World Economic Forum. And this video actually has somewhat of a happy ending. Is in-store shopping dead? 3,200 retail stores across the U.S. are set to shut by the end of the year, with low inventory and crime being blamed for scaring off customers. You know, we should have put an end to the looting a long time ago. But again, this is happening by design. A sinister plot, digital government, digital finance, central bank, digital currency would be a digital form of the U.S. dollar, linked to a hub of all transactions. The storefronts do not need you for survival. You need them. As they get rid of all of the brick and mortar stores, they will say there's no reason for you to be carrying paper money when you could just buy everything digitally online. And that's part of pushing us towards a cashless society. If you control the food, you control the people. That's ultimately the end goal. All around the world, unelected globalist bodies like the UN and the World Economic Forum are waging wars against farmers in an attempt to seize control of the global food supply under the banner of the UN Agenda 2030, as detailed in a much-watched new documentary. But, you know, they are trying to take control of the food. But because it's not happening fast enough, they're going after the water now. Take a listen to this.
That's also, of course, true with COVID, right? We are all only as healthy as our neighbor is on our street, in our city, in our region, in our nation, and globally. And did we solve that? Like, did we actually manage to vaccinate everyone in the world? No. So highlighting water as a global commons and what it means to work together and see it both out of that kind of global commons perspective, but also the self-interest perspective, because it does have that parallel. It's not only important, but it's also important because we haven't managed to solve those problems which had similar attributes. And water is something that people understand. You know, climate change is a bit abstract. Some people understand it really well. Some understand it a bit. Some just don't understand it. Water, every kid knows how important it is to have water. When you're playing football and you're thirsty, you need water. So there's also something about really getting citizen engagement around this and really, in some ways, experimenting with this notion of the common good. Can we actually deliver this time in ways that we have failed miserably other times?
So it looks like they're going to create a water crisis at some point in the future. These people are absolutely twisted. And, you know, they're getting the next generation of mindless idiots like this lady right here or whatever that is into getting us pushed towards the same agenda. You know, we live in a time where we have all of these older people. I mean, people that are in their 80s. That are now trying to push agendas onto us. They don't have to live with this. They'll long be gone, and us will be living with it. Our kids will be living with it. Our grandchildren will be living with it. You know, by the time we get to our grandchildren, most likely what we're going to see in this world is a world that they will never know. The freedoms that we know now, our grandchildren may never know if this doesn't stop. We have to prepare for a more angry world.
We have to prepare for a more angry world. It's a need for a great reset.
And you could see how angry the world is becoming. Every single day on X, when I'm doing research, looking for something to talk about with XRP or the latest big announcements, I see shootings all over this country, all over the world. Wars are breaking out. Now look what's going on in Israel. And, you know, they are preparing us for this. They tell us in advance, yet people go along with this ideas. You know, kids are getting beat up in school on a daily basis. Elderly people are getting beat up in the streets on a daily basis. We have a homeless population that's rising like never before at the same time. And our government is not doing nothing. You know why? Because they're pushing us towards the Great Reset. Open borders is a strategy to break nations. No borders, no nation. Break social cohesion. Create infighting. Cloward Piven strategy to overwhelm social systems, create shortages and rationing, impose digital ID plus CBDC for UBI. Open borders is not an oversight. It's a strategy to force digital ID. You know that, right? And that's exactly what they're doing with the open borders as well. We don't even have a place to put all these people, and then they're putting other people, actual U.S. citizens, out to let these people have a place to stay. It's absolutely ridiculous. And the digital ID is absolutely evil. So the digital ID of everything, vaccine passports, financial services, CBDCs, net zero, travel, food, energy, supply, smart cities. But the digital ID will go beyond that. Healthcare, you might not be able to get healthcare because your digital ID says you're not eligible for some reason. Maybe you were speaking out online that day. Who knows? Financial services, to open a bank account, carry out online financial transactions. They could cut you off from this financial system. Food and sustainability. Like I said in previous videos, they can control everything through this digital ID. Travel, mobility, humanitarian response, e-commerce, social platforms, e-government, telecommunications. In other words, you could get removed from the internet. And I think they're pushing for the digital ID for that reason alone. That's one of the biggest reasons. They want to silence people. They don't want people talking about this. August 2022, Ripple joins Digital Dollar Sandbox. DTCC Project Ion goes live. FedNow begins testing. August 2023, Digital Dollar trial complete. And I've told people, even outside of crypto, if they are already trialing the digital dollar, testing it out, at some point we will have a CBDC in the United States. Now, for the good part. So, World Economic Forum founder Klaus Schwab is a globalist terrorist who is holding humanity to ransom, according to Russian President Vladimir Putin, who warned the elite that their new world order has failed and their days are numbered. I have talked about this time and time again in videos, even last year. I said, I don't think Russia and China is going to go along with the New World Order. I don't think they like anything about the World Economic Forum. Think about it. These are dictatorships. Why would they give up power to someone like Klaus Schwab? It makes no sense. I honestly think Russia's fighting back against the New World Order. World Economic Forum is losing the information war because Agenda 2030 is a third temple built upon a foundation of counterfeit messianic lies that are crumbling before their very eyes. Elon Musk X is a straw man venture. They're coming after us on the internet, trying to silence people through platforms like X, Facebook as well. Facebook just goes along with their agenda. But, when they're complaining that they're losing the information war, people are doing their job, getting the word out. But, now is the time that action needs to be taken. And you could see this whole country, the United States, is falling apart like never before. And some people are just blind to it. They just go about their everyday routine. They see the homeless guy standing in the street with the sign, and they just pass him by day after day. Then before you know it, there's 2 people standing there. Then there's 5 people standing there. Then all of a sudden, 100 people are standing there. And I see that happening in the major cities. And at the same time, we are going to see all these stores close up. Because how can they keep up with the looting that's happening on a daily basis? They can't. And I think that is a hidden agenda as well. I think everything that we're seeing going on inside the United States right now is all by design. And it's all pushing us towards the Great Reset. Remember, Build Back Better is part of the agenda as well. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.